Hello there everyone, and welcome back to the channel. It's Amiibo here, and today we are talking about games I'm excited for the rest of 2024. The year might be coming to a close here in just a couple of months, but there's actually a pretty stacked lineup of games that I'm personally interested in, so I thought it'd be fun to kind of just sit down, look at the release schedule, and figure out like what games I'm interested in playing, talk about games that I want to play that I probably won't have time to get to, and just overall gush about how many exciting games are releasing in the final months of 2024, because I think if you are a fan of some particular genres like JRPGs, there is just so much to be excited for in the final months of the year. So let's get into it. All right, so starting off immediately on August 29th, very soon here, we have 3 games that I'm interested in playing. Only one of them I know is like a guaranteed day one purchase, and that is Famicom Detective Club Emio the Smiling Man. I just played through the original remakes that came out back in 2021. I definitely recommend you go check out my video kind of review of those, but I'm very excited for Emio. I played through the first chapter of the demo last night, so yeah, definitely stoked for that. And of course, that's a first-party Nintendo release, so I'll be covering it here on the channel, and I have the special edition from Japan pre-ordered, so I'll be doing an unboxing of that as well. So that's coming out on August 29th, but also that same day is Visions of Mana, which is not getting a Switch release, which I really want to play. I tried out the demo, it was a lot of fun. I think for that, I'm just going to wait. It's kind of a busy time. It releases during PAX and the same day as Famicom Detective Club, so I think Visions of Mana is going to get put on the back burner. I think that's a game that will probably come to Switch too, or maybe even just regular Switch later on, just obviously downgraded. So I think I'll wait on Visions of Mana. And then also that game, a little bit lower priority, so probably will never get to this, but I would like to, in theory, is Gundam Breaker 4 from Bandai Namco. I played a lot of Megaton Musashi Wired from level 5 earlier this year, and in general, I've just kind of gotten more into the mech combat genre recently, and I think playing a proper Gundam game would just be good for me. So I would like to play that, maybe if it goes on sale or something. It is getting a physical from Bandai Namco, which is pretty cool if you're a physical collector, but that's what I would like to check out, maybe on sale or something later on. But then moving into September, there are quite a few games I'm interested in. Starting off on September 6th, another PS5 game, Astrobot. I cannot wait for this game. It looks absolutely incredible. Just recently, some gameplay leaked, and I was watching that, and I'm like, man, Astrobot is so good. I'm a Nintendo fan through and through, but Astrobot is able to capture a feeling of nostalgia for PlayStation like no other aspect or no other game from PlayStation that they've ever made. So Astrobot is fantastic, and or at least the games we've played so far, I assume this game's gonna be fantastic. And honestly, I could see this being a pretty big GOTY contender for me personally, so definitely excited for that. That'll be playing on day one. That same day, another game that I probably won't play in the near future, but I would like to get and eventually play, is the Ace Attorney Investigations Collection. This is, of course, the Miles Edgeworth games. I am so far behind on Ace Attorney. I've only played the first game and like half of the second game, so I'm way far behind on Ace Attorney, but that is something I would like to pick up, A, for the Switch collection, and B, just to eventually play and kind of get through all those games eventually. But yeah, that's a long ways away, especially since it's a visual novel releasing so close to Famicom Detective Club. I'm probably not going to want to play those back-to-back, but very cool that Capcom is doing that. Then on September 12th, this is a bit of a weird one. I actually have this one pre-ordered through Limited Run, Lollipop Chainsaw Repop. This is a Grasshopper manufacturer game. This is a Suda51 game. If you remember, this came out back in the 360 PS3 era, and I was too young to play it back then, but over the years I've seen it. It's kind of like this, I don't know if it really reviewed that well. I think a lot of Grasshopper manufactured games and Suda51 games don't really review that great, but they always kind of form a cult following. So that's what I've always been intrigued by. So I did pre-order the Switch version through LRG, and I'm excited to check out that. I think, I'm not sure when that physical copy is going to be shipping, though, because I know it's releasing digitally on the 12th, but I have no idea when I'll get that limited run copy. So that might be like next year I'm playing that game. Then on September 17th, this one just got a release date, the Plucky Squire from All Possible Futures. I have been highly anticipating this game for a very long time. This is a new indie studio co-founded by James Turner, a former Pokemon artist, and it just has such a nice art style, nice direction. This is the game where you're hopping into the pages of a storybook, but then you're going into these 3D environments. You're going on like a coffee mug, and it's a 2D section on like this ceramic mug. Just a very cool, aesthetically pleasing game that I'm very excited for. Hopefully the reviews are good. I think some people might already be playing. I think there might be some press copies out there, but that's one I definitely have my eye on. It is a little unfortunate. It's kind of a Zelda-like, I would say, and it comes out right before Zelda. But before Zelda, on September 24th, we have Epic Mickey Rebrushed, another game that I would like to play. I'm not sure if it'll be a day one purchase for me because it's $60. I was looking at the Best Buy buy two get one sale that came back, and Epic Mickey Rebrushed, it looks like a fantastic remake. I think the team over there at I think it's Purple Lamp, the team that did the Battle for Bikini Bottom remake. It looks like they're doing a great job. I just don't know if I want to spend 60 on it, especially given the history of THQ Nordic games getting very cheap very quickly. But that's what I have my eye on. I never played it on Wii, and I always wanted to. Then, of course, on September 26th, we have Zelda Echoes of Wisdom. I'll be covering that game on this channel. Very, very excited for that. Cannot wait. Really just looks like something special. Like, I've been waiting for a new 2D Zelda game for so long, and we're finally getting it. Then on September 27th, we have Ray Nodis from NIS America. This is the game, I believe the developer's name is Furyu, Japanese developer Furu. This game looks really cool. It has like a World Ends With You collab. Looks very neat. I don't know if I'll have time to get to it immediately. Hopefully I can squeeze it in between Zelda and some of these early October releases, but I'm not optimistic. I'll probably buy it because I want to support a lot of these NIS America games because I think they're very cool, but I'm not sure if I'll have time to play it like immediately. But then we move into October, which is definitely the busiest month for me, but it doesn't start until October 11th, where there are 2 games releasing, one of which guaranteed day one buy for me. The other one, once again, might wait on a little bit, maybe a little bit of a price drop. Also, I'm just not sure if I'll have time to get to it, but on October 11th, we have Dragon Ball Z Sparking Zero. Cannot wait for that game. Looks absolutely fantastic. The character roster in that game is insane. As someone who grew up playing the Budokai Tenkaichi games, I'm so excited that they're bringing them back, and it looks as good as it does. Now, I'm always going to be a Xenoverse person at heart, I think, because I like the PvE co-op stuff, but Sparking Zero just looks absolutely fantastic, and I've been loving all these character reveals where they fill in the slots at the end with on all the hexagons. Like, the marketing for this game has been very good. I'm very excited for that. But also that same day as Metaphor ReFantasio from P Studio over at Atlas, once again, I like with a lot of JRPGs on this list, like I would like to get to this immediately. I'm just not sure if I'll have time, but it's definitely something I'll be picking up eventually. Kind of like Visions of Mana, I might just wait for the inevitable Switch 2, Switch 1 downgrade port. I don't know. I might just wait for a Switch version, but yeah, that's what I definitely have my eye on. Then on October 17th, we have Super Mario Party Jamboree. This is a game, I'm excited for this game, but it's just Mario Party, which is like inherently good. But I'm not getting out of my seat, rooting for Mario Party here. Like, I'm excited to play it, I guess, but it's not like something that like I'm really thinking about every day. But that's gonna be just a nice game to play over the holidays with friends and family, over the course of Thanksgiving and Christmas and everything. So I'm sure that's gonna be very good. Then on October 24th, Romancing Saga 2. This is one I'm gonna make time for no matter what. This remake of Romancing Saga 2 from Square Enix just looks really fantastic, and I've never played a proper Romancing Saga game. I don't know why I said proper. I've just never played one, period. I think I've played a little bit of Final Fantasy Legend, but it's a series I'm pretty unfamiliar with. They actually just announced they're doing like an international localized version of Minstrel Song remastered through Red Art Games. I'm not sure if that's releasing this year. That would be one I would pick up as well. But yeah, Romancing Saga 2 remake looks fantastic. Excited for that. Then on October 25th, we have Sonic Shadow Generations. I'll make time for this as well. I've never finished Sonic Generations, and from what I played of it back in the day on 360 as well as on 3DS actually, which I know is a completely different game, I did enjoy Sonic Generations, so I'll definitely be checking out that and seeing if Sonic Generations is one of the few Sonic games I'll actually like really enjoy, or if it'll be another game that I'm just kind of like, Sonic's not very good, But that same day, there are 2 other games, another long JRPG that I may not have time to get to immediately. Ys 10 Nordics. I've never played an Ys game, but I've always wanted to. I remember seeing Ys 8 in a Direct Mini, I want to say like 6 years ago, and being like, wow, Ys 8 looks really good. And then I just never got around to doing it. And then Ys 9 came out, and then I know they're doing that. I think it's Ys 5 remake next year, which is pretty cool. At least they're bringing it to modern platforms. But Ys 10 Nordics looks really good. But most importantly for me, on October 25th, if you know me, you know me well, I love Call of Duty. So yes, Black Ops 6 is probably... I hate to say this when Zelda's coming out this year, but Black Ops 6 is probably my most anticipated game of the year at this point. Treyarch COD specifically, the Black Ops series, Cold War was the last Call of Duty that I truly, truly loved and really kind of dived deep into. So I'm excited to see this new game. This is the longest development period for any COD. They've had 4 years. There's this whole omnidirectional movement thing going on. Zombies is back, bigger and better than ever. Very excited for Call of Duty Black Ops 6. I know you're watching this, you're probably a Nintendo collector, Nintendo fan, but yes, I am an unabashed Call of Duty player, and I cannot wait for this game. It looks genuinely really good. If you're like not in the Call of Duty sphere, you might be hearing this like, oh, it's just another Call of Duty. Take it from me, this is like the most exciting Call of Duty in like 10 years, straight up. 2 more games for October on the 29th. This is one I'm pretty excited for as well. Although I don't think I'll get it on release day. I think this might be a Black Friday purchase, play it over the holidays kind of thing. Life is Strange Double Exposure from Square Enix and Deck 9. I like the Life is Strange games. I think True Colors, the most recent one, was probably my favorite. I really like that game, actually. The first Well, actually, I've never played 2, but the first game, I don't know. Life is Strange 1's fine, and then 2 I never played, but True Colors I thought was actually really good. I really enjoyed my time with True Colors, playing through that with my girlfriend, so Double Exposure, I'm excited to get through that later this year. Just a nice, kind of casual, story game. No high stakes there. That'll be fun to play around, Thanksgiving or Christmas. And then October 31st, we have Shadows of the Damned Hell Remastered, which is another Suda51 Grasshopper Manufacture game that I know less about, but I'm definitely intrigued by. Now, as of right now, when I'm recording this, November only has 4 games. I imagine there might be some more dates that fill in, but on November 1st, I actually did pre-order this one through Best Buy's Buy 2 Get 1. We have Farmagia from, I believe, Marvelous. This is a farming action RPG. As you all know, Nintendo Switch has a lot of those, right? But this game had like a weird, like almost Pikmin element to it, where you're controlling these like plant things. It's been a while since I watched the trailer from the Nintendo Direct in June, but I thought this looked really unique. It has character designs from Hiro Mashima, the creator of Fairy Tail, a manga and anime I really haven't watched that much, but cool that he's involved with this. So that's what I have my eye on. I'm definitely intrigued by that. Then, of course, on November 7th, we have Mario and Luigi Brothership. Cannot wait for that as well. I played through Superstar Saga for the first time recently. I should have a video on that going up soon at some point. I'm not sure when to post it, to be honest, to maximize the hype for Brothership. But yeah, Brothership I'm very excited for. Then on November 12th, we have another indie game called Anton Blast. This game is coming from the developer Summit Sphere, and I played the demo for this after, I believe, the partner showcase earlier this year. I think that's when it dropped back then. And this is really fun. It's like a Wario Land game, just one complete acid, just total nut job game. And I cannot wait for the full release. And then I would say the game I'm most excited for in November is Dragon Quest III HD 2D Remake. Even more than Mario and Luigi, I just cannot wait to get my hands on another Dragon Quest game. I played through 11 for the first time earlier this year. That was my first mainline Dragon Quest experience. And I cannot wait for 3 Remake. The more I see of it, the more screenshots, the more little snippets I see of gameplay on Twitter, I'm just like, man, I cannot wait for Dragon Quest III HD 2D Remake. It just looks so freaking good, and I've been thinking about playing more Dragon Quest ever since I rolled credits on 11. I'm like, okay, maybe I should play 5, maybe I should play 8. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to burn myself out. I'm going to take my time, and I'm going to wait for this 3 Remake to come out. Then after this, of course, they're doing 1 and 2 next year, so I'll probably wait in between and play that next year. But yeah, I cannot wait for Dragon Quest III HD 2D Remake. This thing looks absolutely fantastic. And then just to close out here, there are a few games that don't have release dates that I would like to check out that maybe could slip into next year at this point. I'm not too sure, but Fantasia Neo Dimension, another Square Enix game. Of course, this is the Mistwalker game that was on Apple Arcade for a long time. This looks really cool. Kind of has like this diorama aesthetic going on, where it's like real dioramas. The environments you're walking in are real dioramas that were made for the game, kind of like photorealistic, and then they kind of superimpose the 3D models and stuff on it. So it looks really, really nice visually. Has some like cool gameplay gimmicks where you like send enemies into like this pocket dimension and then like kind of stack them, and like, I don't know, it's very, very interesting gameplay concept. But that's slated for winter 2024, I believe, specifically. So I could see it coming out this year. I could see it slipping to like January, February, but either way, excited for that. One I have my eye on is Lego Horizon Adventures from Sony, because that game's coming to Switch. I don't like Horizon as an IP very much, but Lego Horizon Adventures is something I'm just kind of like morbidly curious about, just because it's coming to Nintendo Switch first. I guess MLB comes to Switch, but this is like the first major Sony IP coming to another platform, so I'm just kind of intrigued by that. And then finally, I am surprised this doesn't have a date yet, the Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection. I really do not have much of a history with a lot of these older Capcom fighting games, and I would like to just kind of well-verse myself a little bit more, just to kind of get a taste of what it was like playing in BC2 and all these other games. I know there's like that Punisher Brawler in here, which is pretty cool, so that's one I have my eye on. Even though I probably won't end up playing it that much, I just want to, try it out and get a sample of all these games, just kind of, get some experience with the older Marvel vs. Capcom games. So yes, that is going to do it for today's video. That is a lot of games I am excited for in the remaining months of 2024. Obviously, that's way too many games. I'm not going to get to all of those. I would say from this list, guaranteed day one buys, just to kind of recap here, guaranteed day one buys: Famicom Detective Club, Astrobot, Lollipop Chainsaw, just because I already pre-ordered it, Plucky Squire, most certainly I would say I'll get, Echoes of Wisdom, obviously, Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, Mario Party, Romancing Saga 2, Black Ops 6, Life is Strange, like I said, maybe not day one, but a couple weeks later. Farmagia, I pre-ordered, Mario and Luigi Brothership, and then Dragon Quest III HD 2D. So still quite a few games. I mean, people have been saying like, oh, 2024 is a down year for video games, and I think if you don't play RPGs, that may be true. But if you play RPGs, there have been so many great games. And I was looking, like, while making this list, to be honest, I think this year might be better than last year in a lot of ways. I mean, last year had so many GOTY contenders, but if you like the niche stuff like Farmagia, Is it Farmagi or Farmagia? I'm not sure. But if you like games like that, there are just so many niche, exciting games coming to Switch this year. So for me, I personally am eating right now. I would say the first half of the year was definitely slower, but as we've gotten closer to the end of the year, it's just been really filling out more and more. Square Enix coming in strong in that last direct with Romancing Saga and Fantasian and Dragon Quest 3 HD 2D, of course, and then Life is Strange was announced around the same time. So Square Enix, I guess, kind of filled up this release calendar a lot for me. But let me know down in the comments below, what games are you excited for the remaining months of 2024? And if this video does well, maybe as we get closer to the year, I'll do a follow-up video talking about 2025 games. I would love to do that if you guys want to see that. Of course, subscribe here for more Nintendo Switch discussions, collecting videos, mostly kind of just, talking about games we enjoy playing here on this channel. Follow me on Twitter at BoTalksGames and check out my Nintendo news channel at BoTalksGames as well. Until next time, folks, peace.